Sis is a dear, dear friend and a force of nature. She's one of the most effective advocates really ever for standing up for children who have been affected by living in a family with someone who has a substance use disorder.
When I think of Sis, many words come to mind. Relentless, a fighter, tireless, a strong, clear, powerful voice, a big heart and a compassionate spirit, a champion for children.
Sis is one of those tireless advocates that doesn't miss any opportunity in any meeting with anybody, whether it's in the White House or on the Hill or with educators or with the clergy, to make sure that everyone is aware that we need to identify and provide really appropriate programs and services without pathologizing children who live in households with people suffering from substance use disorders, to make sure that they know that they're not responsible for the problems, that they can't solve them, but they really need help dealing with the trauma that ensues from growing up in those environments.
Sis advocates for products for children and families to help them find a path to help, hope, and healing, like the 7 C's for kids and NACoA's kit for parents and grandparents. Sis advocates for programs like Celebrating Families and Celebrando Familias, where the entire family comes together to learn, to grow, and to heal.
Sis, you're amazing. You've been an incredible role model to me as someone who's dedicated literally multiple decades of their life to fighting for a cause, to making sure that your voice is heard above all others, and that the kids that we all care about receive the services and the programs and the support that they need to be able to lead the best lives that they possibly can. So I want to thank Sis for her decades and decades of amazing advocacy, and Jessica Nickel of Addiction Policy Forum for asking me to speak on behalf of my great friend Sis Wenger. So thank you everybody, and congratulations, Sis.
I was once one of those little kids that Sis Wenger advocates for today. And so on behalf of millions and millions of boys and girls all across America, kids like me, who are typically the first hurt and the last helped, thank you, Sis Wenger. Your leadership, dedication, and commitment today allows boys and girls to hear important messages, such as, it's not your fault, and you are not alone, and there are safe people and safe places that can help you. Advocate of the Year? No. Advocate for a lifetime.
Hello, it's an honor to be here today on this wonderful occasion at the Addiction Policy Forum. I want to start off by thanking Sue, my good friend, and my good friend Jerry Moe for their wonderful words. When I think about either one of those people, I think they are advocacy in motion and have been all their professional lives. So I'm really pleased to have been introduced by those special people. I also want to thank the Addiction Policy Forum, not only for this very lovely award, which I will treasure, but also for, and even more so, for the work that they do to support all the rest of us in the field. I think back 40 years, when I first got involved in this field. I was working in a juvenile delinquency prevention project where the youngsters being helped were identified by the courts as children of parents going through a volatile divorce. And it was deemed that if we could help those young people get through that difficult period with their family, that they might come out all right on the other side. Along the way, though, in our discussions with the groups and planning, we realized that the one thing that was never mentioned by the social workers or psychologists who trained the volunteers, nor the judges' staff, was that over 80% of these families that were breaking up because there was a lot of volatile behavior, but it was connected to drinking every time. So we decided that we really needed to try and educate people who were making decisions about young people, about the nature of addiction and what it does to the family, what it does to the children, and basically the rest is history. NACoA was formed a few years later. I have seen whole school systems transform their school system to bring in student assistance programs. I've seen clergy creating education programs in their congregations, and I've seen some congregations turning into a welcoming congregation for people who are struggling with addiction, whether it's the addicted person themselves or the family. I have even seen Sesame Street create a section on parental addiction to help those people who work with very young children understand what's going on in their lives and help them in guiding them with the typical wonderful Sesame Street tools. So my life has been rich in these last 40 years, and I guess you can best define what I've been doing as advocacy, and I'm very grateful to the Addiction Policy Forum for honoring me tonight with this award. Thank you.